And we're going back to that continuing coverage of damage left behind from those storms overnight. This is in Duet, where we're getting brand new information from our reporter on the scene there. 2 people in a mobile home killed in a very rural area of Manatee County after a suspected tornado hit the area on Albritton Road. Now, we've learned from our reporter on the scene, Eric Waxler, that 2 grandparents were killed. Their son was visiting with his 4 children. The National Weather Service now confirming a tornado with winds of 125 miles an hour. Eric telling us that that mobile home was picked up off the blocks it was sitting on and thrown across Albritton Road.
And over in Sarasota County, thankfully, only minor injuries reported there. But take a look at this. This is what's left of a home after it was leveled by a tornado early this morning. Firefighters rescuing 2 people inside that home, also saving pets as well. This is the home off of Bay Winds Lane, and parts of that roof, as you can see, ripped off. You can basically see what's the studs of the home and the aluminum siding laying on top of cars there. People trying to pick up the pieces. The tornado that took out this home initially touched down in Siesta Key. Severe damage in that area as well. Firefighters telling us, we've been saying this all morning, they haven't seen damage like this in years. People we talked to on the scene telling us that this happened in a matter of seconds, even after they got those weather alerts. And again, we're here with meteorologist Bill Logan. We've had team coverage this morning. You and Dennis Phillips covering this since 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I was here last night. We knew what the storm track was going to be. We presented this yesterday, even yesterday morning. And I tell you, I've been doing weather now for 30 years. Dennis has been doing it in this market for 20 years. I've been here since 1987. This is unprecedented. We just don't see this sort of stuff with tornadoes on the ground for this long in this part of the state, but certainly this is a wake-up call for all of us. We often see storms hitting further to the north, maybe around Marion County, making their way in through Lady Lake. That happened back in 2007. Further south, like we saw in Cape Coral and Fort Myers last week. We don't normally get them around here. But I tell you what, folks, this is an unprecedented year. This El Nino is so strong, and this should be a wake-up for all of us. Again, get your Storm Shield app. Make sure that you're prepared, because these sort of things are going to be rolling through over the next several weeks. As a matter of fact, we get another one on the extended radar looking for the end of this week after we get through another cool down. So definitely something to keep in mind as we go through a day of cleaning up and clutching to each other and being thankful that we have come through this okay, and of course comforting those who have not been able to make it through as lucky. There's your look outside right now, a live look from our Rivergate Tower Cam. This is looking out over the University of Tampa down along I-275, and you can see those very thick clouds out there that are still around. Even though we have mostly cleared the rain out of the way, we will begin to see some clearing, and we will begin to see some brightening in the skies, but not much in the way of warmth as we go through a very changeable Sunday. Today, as I mentioned, a day of clearing out and cleaning up and kind of clutching to each other and saying, hey, glad you made it through the storm okay. Temperatures are going to tumble. That's a lot of alliteration, I know. Temperatures will tumble today, and that's because we're going to get the cold wind coming in out of the north, and it's going to be even colder into the work week. Once again, we take a look back over the last 12 hours with our satellite and radar as those storms just rolled through. I mean, they were just like a house of cards coming through, a house of fire. And the stories that you hear with it sounded like a freight train, it sounded like a jet engine, only lasted for about 15 seconds. Those are very true, because this was a very, very fast-moving storm. And as it made its way from Bradenton on up in through Duet and then over toward Lakeland, it gradually lost some strength and fell apart, but it was on the ground literally for almost an hour, and that is unprecedented with these sorts of storms, with tornadoes around this area. Normally they're kind of like they hopscotch around, just kind of hit and miss. This is a very strong storm. So again, a wake-up call, and if you're just waking up right now, if you haven't been with us through the overnight hours, devastating storms moving through from Sarasota on up in through Manatee County. Right now, still warm there, 72 in Bradenton. We've got 67 in St. Pete and Tampa, 68 right now in Zephyr Hills. A little bit cooler in Inverness, temperatures dropping into the 50s. But truly, these temperatures right now will be the highs for the day as the winds begin to shift from the west and then northwest. You can already see them starting to make their way out of the north and northwest from Inverness down through Hudson. Once we see those winds shifting and all of these arrows pointing to the south with the north winds, We're going to watch those temperatures tumble, and we're going to watch things go down into the 40s by overnight and into the 30s by the time we get toward middle of the week. Again, cooler air make its way in for Monday and Tuesday. And I tell you what, looking at the digital day planner for today, what we're looking at now will pretty much be our highs. The rain will come to an end. We'll see some breaks of sun, but we're not going to see much warmth as those temperatures go down through the 60s to about 62 by later on this afternoon. Speaking of 62, that's your Gulf water temperature right now. That's going to continue to drop as winds come in out of the west and then shift northwest at about 25 to 30 knots. Seas will average 6 to 10 feet. You saw some of that as we took the shots earlier from our cameras along Anna Maria Island. Gale warnings are up, very rough on the bay and inland waterways, and we're going to continue to see that throughout the day today. Sun will set at 5:58, and hopefully we will see just a little bit more sun as we work into a work week that will be truncated because of the Martin Luther King holiday. Kind of a cool day tomorrow. We'll see plenty of sunshine, but a high of only 59. The low will be 46 tomorrow. So, again, the rain's over early. We'll see clearing and cooler conditions today for that bonus day of the weekend. It's going to be sunny, but much cooler. And look into the work week. By Wednesday, you're kicking back the covers at 39 degrees. We're going to see freeze warnings in our northern neighborhoods, so definitely keep it here. We'll keep you updated and keep you safe as we work through a very cool week. And oh, by the way, yeah, more storms and breezy conditions by Friday into Saturday as well.